LTIMindtree, remember, reported an inline set of Q3 earnings with the profit impacted by the new labor code. But the street seems to be concerned on the high valuations. To discuss the Q3 results of the company and the outlook going forward, our colleague Rima caught up with Venu Lambu, CEO of the company, and began by asking him on the outlook for Q4 and the setup for FY27. Let's listen in.
It's been a great quarter for us. We delivered 3 consecutive quarters of 2% plus quarter-on-quarter growth. I think at the end of Q2, I did come and speak about our plans of coming nearer to the double-digit growth in the second half of the year. I think we are on the journey. Q3 gave us 6.1% year-on-year growth on the US dollar terms. As we go into the into the Q4, I'm reasonably confident of coming as close to the double-digit as we can. On that, and so the whole plan is to continue the growth momentum, and the pipeline is still strong. The AI attraction is increasing for us. We have reimagined the capabilities, so all those things are going to aid us to continue the growth momentum for us.
Legit in FY27 also, Venu?
Absolutely. Look, I think we are working on a 5-year strategy, which I'll share more details by mid-March or end of March. As part of that plan, we're very ambitious growth plans. So, I do expect, if we can continue our, all the growth momentum and all the New Horizons program that we have launched, I find no reasons why we can't continue the same traction as we go into the FY27. Look, it's been, nearly 1 year for me when I joined back LTIMindtree. This weekend, it'll be 1 year when I joined back as the CEO designate. I think, the first interviews I did, one of the things that I mentioned was how do we bring the growth, mindset and continued growth mindset in the organization. And I'm glad to say that all our transformation initiatives has produced tangible outcomes. And, and the market is what it is. We need to find areas of growth and be focused on that and deliver the value to our customers, and the growth will follow us.
We'll get to the details about the 5-year strategy in March when you outline it, but give us the end goal of it. By the end of 5 years, what would you want LTIMindtree to have achieved in terms of top line and margins?
Look, I think, top line, definitely we would love to see to double our revenue. That's absolutely clear. I think it was already a stated aspiration, when I joined, back in this company. So we'll be working on towards that plan, and margin also to improve from where we are today. So I'll share more specific details on that part in March, but directionally, how can we double our revenue, increase our margins, increase the value to all our stakeholders, and most importantly, be the AI-centric organization so that we can provide solutions for both in the AI infusion services and the AI native services to our customers.
Venu, one criticism of the quarter is that the growth was a bit lopsided. So BFSI, high-tech didn't do well. High-tech, in fact, has been declining now for the 3rd consecutive quarter on a year-on-year basis. BFSI growth rate is moderated, while growth was led by manufacturing, which is seen as pass-through, and healthcare, the India deal, etc. So break up the internals for this quarter for LTIMindtree. And when do we expect BFSI high-tech, which is majority of your revenues, to bounce back?
Sure. Look, I think probably that's not the right summary, I would say, because, we want to work towards a very balanced portfolio, and that's a journey we are in. With regard to the tech, if you recall, there was a productivity benefit that was passed same time last year. Hence, you see a year-on-year decline because we're going through the post-productivity phase. But what is most important, or the leading indicator in the business, is that are we growing sequentially? Right, and in the tech vertical, we grow sequentially. We were flat this quarter, and it's a beginning of the growth journey for the tech vertical. So all the productivity journey that we had with some of our big clients in the tech vertical is behind us. So it's a positive trajectory from here on the tech side. And on the BFSI side, look, I think we're in a very, very uniquely positioned to grab the opportunity in the BFS space. I mean, we are the prime supplier for some of the top 7 global banks in the world. And each of these banks are going through its own AI, productivity journey strategy, and we are partnering with them to deliver that. So there may be a short headwinds with 1 or 2 clients for a quarter, but after that, I sort of suspect that probably will bottom out in BFS in Q4, and get onto a big growth trajectory from Q1 onwards. So it's a very short-term headwinds, not a structural headwind, if I may say. So in summary, we want to get into the balanced portfolio so that we don't have one or two accounts driving the growth strategy. We want to grow across all our accounts. The second is that the tech is, in the journey of growth. We're back to flat, sequential flat growth, which is the first step towards it. The third is that, we signed up with some of the big global banks as a prime supplier. So the headroom for growth is significant once we navigate the short-term, a quarter headwind in one or two clients with regard to the AI productivity that, we need to walk through them.
One word answer, 9-month margins are 15.5%. Where do you end the year?
Oh, it'll definitely be higher than last year. For the full year margin, it'll definitely be higher than last year.
By how much?
Well, I don't want to talk about specific numbers because we're still working through that, but I can assure you that it'll be higher than the last year.
Well, that was the management of LTIMindtree guiding for high margins going forward, but clearly the high valuations is something that has weighed in on the stock. Well, we'll now slip into a short break. We'll get you more on the markets and stock-specific action on the other side. Stay tuned.